Now the third type of blood vessel are the capillaries. Now they are the microscopic blood vessels with narrow lumen that are found between the cells of almost all tissues. Now if you see the structure, you see here, this is a cross section of a capillary. First I'm going to explain you about the structure of the capillary. Now if you see the structure, its wall is made up of a single layer of flattened cells, the endothelium. This endothelium is selectively permeable. It diffuses the substances, that is the oxygen and nutrients from the capillary into the tissues, and then it is also making the substance to move out from the tissues into the capillary. As the blood is passing through it, the blood pressure in the capillary is low and the flow of blood is slow, giving more time for the exchange of substances. Now this is the diagram which is showing you that how the substance is being transported from the capillary into the tissues. Now here you can see, first you can see that this is the arterial side of the capillary bed and this is the venule side of the capillary bed. So this is the capillary network which is being connected with the arteriole and the venule. Now here in this diagram you can see that from the artery the blood is passing, which is carrying the oxygenated blood, and this oxygenated blood is being carried by the red blood cells. The plasma do contains these nutrients, so because it is one cell thick, it makes the oxygen and nutrients to pass through the wall of the capillary into the body tissues. The metabolic processes are occurring in these body cells, and as a result of it, the waste product is being formed, that is the carbon dioxide, water and other waste like urea, and then it is going to diffuse from the body cells again into the capillary at the venule side of the capillary bed. Now from here it is going to pass into the vein, and from the vein it is entering into the excretory organ for excretion. Now you can see that as it is having, if you see the function that is being just explained over here. So it is we are talking about that here in the capillary where the gases exchange and the nutrient exchange takes place. The oxygen and the nutrient passes through the capillary wall and into the tissues, while carbon dioxide waste passes from the tissues into the blood. So you see the location, it is always present within the tissues. Now here we are going to see the comparison between the artery, veins and capillaries. On the basis of some characteristic features, artery, veins and capillaries can be differentiated. Now the characteristics which you are going to see are the structure of the wall. Now on the basis of this structure of wall, in case of artery, the wall is always thick and it is containing the thick elastic muscle fibers. In case of vein, the structure of wall is thin and it is containing the less elastic muscle fibers. But in case of capillary, it doesn't have any elastic muscle fibers, but it is only one cell thick, flattened cells, which is called as endothelium. Now if you consider the lumen, in case of artery, the lumen is narrow and it varies with the heartbeat because of the elastic muscle fibers. It can sustain the blood pressure. If it increases as a pulse of blood passes through it, it means that it can sustain and it can accumulate the blood during the contraction of the heart and passing the blood into the artery. Now in case of vein, the lumen is wide, and in case of capillary, the lumen is very narrow, just wide enough for a red blood cell to pass through. Now if you see the valve, artery do not possess any valve. Vein, it do possess the valve because it is helping in to prevent the backflow of the blood. Capillary do not possess any valve. Now in case of permeability, the artery do not have this characteristic, neither the vein but the capillary is having this characteristic of permeability, so that it can exchange the substances between the blood and the tissues. Now if you see the cross section of the artery is circular. In case of vein it is oval, and even in case of capillary it is circular. Now if you see the pressure of the blood, it is always high in the artery, low in the vein, and very slow rate of blood flow in the capillary. Now if you see the color of the blood, it is always the color of the blood is red in case of artery because it is oxygenated blood, and usually we see that it's a bright red blood. And in case of vein it is bluish red, or it can be referred as a dark red blood, and in case of capillary it is bluish red. Now if you see the transport, that how the blood is being transported, it is transported in case of artery from heart to the organs at high pressure. In case of veins it is from organs to the heart at low pressure, and in case of capillary, from arteries to veins, supply all cells with their requirements, take away their waste products to the organ of excretions. Now these are some characteristic features of artery, veins and capillaries, and on the basis of these features the function of the blood vessels depend. Now in case of artery, because it is having a thick, strong, elastic muscle fibers in this wall, it can sustain the blood pressure, and because of its elasticity, it is going to withstand the pulsing of the blood, prevent bursting and maintain the pressure. It also maintains the blood pressure. Now in case of vein, as the wall of the vein are thin, and this is the reason that as the most of the blood pressure has been lost, now it is also having a wide lumen which offers less resistance to blood flow. Now in case of capillary, again it doesn't need strong walls as most of the blood pressure has been lost. Thin walls and narrow lumen bring about blood into close contact with the body tissues, allowing diffusion of materials between capillary and surrounding tissues. It also helps to squeeze these white blood cells is being squeezed out from the wall of the capillary at the time of infection or inflammation. So this is all about the comparison between the artery, vein and capillary.